When you are creating a table, you might want to refer to another field that is outside the table. For example, in this table, I want to display the name of the customer on each line item. To do this, you need to use a special formula that looks like this: parent.fieldID. Here I've used account name as my field ID. Now let's look at how to refer to values that are inside a table. One example is when you want someone to list out all the potential approvers for a given task. You can give them a table like this one called Who Can Approve, where they can choose as many approvers as they want from a table with user field. Because I also want to assign a step to these approvers in the workflow, I'm going to add an additional column called User ID that simply adds a comma to the end of the approver's email address. The formula for this is listed in the article below. Back up in my form, I want to pull out all the data from that table. To do that, I'll make a user field in my case, and I'll call it All Approvers. This is also a computed field, and I'll use a deconcatenate formula to pull all the data. The formula looks like this: deconcatenate table name.fieldID. In my case, I've put whocanapprove.userID. The table name comes from where you titled it earlier. Remember to include underscores for any spaces. You can use this formula to get any value out of a table into the general form. This specific field will give me a list of all the email addresses separated by commas. In the workflow, I can assign a task to all these people. In the permissions section, I'll hide the two new fields that I created because they aren't important for anyone to see. Back in the live form, you can see that when I add a new line item to the invoice, the customer's name is automatically gathered from the account name field. Then I can choose whom should approve this invoice. In the next task, you can see that this task was assigned to both Bruce and Lucius. That's how you can refer to fields in tables.